Other guys. Um, I want to, I don't even have a title for this yet. I'm going to really try my best because I did write things down. I'm really going to try my best not to be all over the place. I think what I need to do is start with some definitions. Um, this video is in essence going to be about people who don't have any class, people who just don't have any class. There's certain words um, that you just don't hear about anymore. And I, of course, am, and I've told you guys, I'm, um, what generation am I? X? I don't remember. I'm a middle-aged woman. I don't keep up with, I think I'm Gen X, I think. But anyway, um, there's certain words that used to be a thing. There's certain words that there are certain behaviors that used to be a way of carrying yourself. And that stuff in so many ways are just gone. I'm not saying nobody does it anymore, but it seems to be old and outdated. Uh I feel like it needs to come back because some of the outrageous things, and I get social media, I get the fact that it's about views and likes and doing crazy, outrageous things for numbers and views. Like, I get that stuff. But we have a couple of generations, I think, right now who are just, they don't understand that. They really believe that this is a way that you're supposed to act. And there's also a level of behavior or a certain type of behavior that I hope to not offend anyone when I talk about it, but it just kind of is what it is and it needs to be said. And I really don't have another way of saying it except the way that I've known it all my life and the way that it just is what it is. I mean, people don't say it like that no more, but that is exactly what it is. Um, but I'm gonna get to all of that. I'm gonna talk about some instances and things that I've seen on social media that I have seen people applaud. They have applauded this type of behavior and they have made it okay, and it's not. And I don't think enough of us as Black people, where we are in the level of society that we are, where we are compared to other races and other cultures, and especially the way that we get the spotlight put on us, I think we need, I just think we need to be more aware of our behavior. Now, okay, I'm gonna read these definitions and then I will get into what I wanted to get into. So the word class, okay, there's a couple of definitions for that, but the one that I want to use for this particular video is the adjective form um, of being um, showing stylish elegance. Elegance is another word, like you just don't even hear that word anymore. Um, so the type of class that I'm talking about is as in being classy, doing classy things, being a classy person. Um, decorum. Decorum is a word that I really don't ever hear. I think I may have seen another couple of women maybe use that word. One in particular that I know used that word, But that used to be just an all the time word, decorum, having decorum. Many of us don't even know many people don't even know what that is today. And it is a behavior in keeping with good taste and propriety. It's a way of carrying yourself, it's a way of acting and behaving, having decorum. The last word that I want to bring about, where I want to talk about, is tact. Tact is gone. Like, once again, that's another word that is just, nobody uses the word tact. Nobody exercises tact. Nobody, like, it's gone. And this particular word, that the beginning of it, I had to even look that up, but it still goes in line with the word. Adroitness and sensitivity in dealing with others with difficult situations. Now, let me break that down. So, being tactful, an example of being tactful is an example of using tact would be, you see someone, here's a good one. You see someone, they need to clean their nose. Got to check mine as I'm going. But there's someone who needs to clean their nose, and you're having a conversation with them, and you just see a little friend sticking out their nose. Well, you having tact would be saying, um, yeah, such and such, or if you have a tissue, or if you buy a tissue, you just tell them, especially if they're a friend, you need to, wipe your nose, or, you have a little something there, on your nose or in your nose, something like that. I mean, it's a way of trying to preserve somebody's dignity, is what it is. It's not calling them out, putting them on blast, embarrassing them, and all of the things that are common today. Showing tact is really the essence of trying to preserve somebody's dignity. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that right there, because I don't. This is not an English class, which English was one of the things that I absolutely love. English was one of the classes that I absolutely made A's in. I absolutely love English, reading, writing, definite. Like, I love that kind of stuff. I got it from my mama. I love that kind of stuff. But um, this is not the class, so um, I won't go on with that, but I brought those words up because the examples that I'm going to use in this video all are going to be, I'm going to pull those words using those definitions. Now, real quick about me. I was always that kid, and I guess you can say nerd. I never considered myself a nerd. Like, I really didn't. I just considered myself me. I know I wasn't necessarily popular or whatever. I wasn't in the popular girls group or whatever. Um, and I honestly stayed away from that. Like, it wasn't appealing to me. And it wasn't appealing to me because, to me, they were messy. They talked about people. They were rude. They laughed at people. Like, I didn't want to hang around the popular girls or whatever. And then they were hoes. Like, a lot of them were very hoish. They were very hanging around with a bunch of boys, and they were doing stuff that I wasn't doing. Like, I really was not. I'm not saying I was all just completely innocent, but I was up there before I even started doing any of that. Before I kissed the boy, before I mean, yeah, I wasn't 12, 13, 14, 15, all that kind of stuff, you know. Um so I say that because I was the one who, like I said, I love words. I love um, sentence structure and things like that. Um, and my mom was always like, my mom was a lady, you know what I'm saying? Which is another word we don't hear and see. We weren't rich or all of that kind of stuff, but my mom still carried herself in a certain way. Never saw my mom even wear pants. You know what I'm saying? She didn't drink, she didn't smoke, she didn't really even hang around with people that did those type things. I mean, and I'm not judging nobody. I'm just telling you where I come from to kind of paint a picture. I'm not saying we were better. I ain't saying none of that. I'm just saying that's where I come from, even though we were in the hood, even though we were in Fifth Ward, straight in Fifth Ward, but still, that's the way my mom carried herself. She had books, she had encyclopedias, she had magazines. My mom loved the same things that I love, reading and dictionaries and encyclopedias and Reader's Digest and like all these type books and magazines, almanacs. What is that other one she used to always have? The farmer, I think it was some type of farmer's almanac or something like. No, she kept up with that kind of stuff. The news, she was very up on current events, and so it rubbed off. You know what I'm saying? It absolutely rubbed off. My mom was not a club woman at all. I'm not a club woman. Um, she didn't dance. She did. I mean, call her boring. I don't know what that would be called today. Maybe boring. But I say that, like I said, not to brag, not to try to act like I'm anything. It's just to show you where I come from, how I've lived my life, where I've seen those things, and why I think that I can talk about it. Uh, because, yeah, some of that stuff may be outdated, you know what I'm saying? And people don't do it anymore. But I don't think that it should be completely dead. Like, I really seriously think some of that stuff needs to come back because it's just, it's bad. And one of the main things, sorry, I got a little scratch in my throat. One of the main reasons I wanted to bring that up and bring the definitions and everything that I just said up is because I'm so tired of seeing these men, and I get now that they're doing it for views. I get it. But I'm so tired of seeing these men grouping black women. This Cheesecake Factory woman, this woman, I've seen so many videos where black men are talking about black women too good for Cheesecake Factory. Black women do this. Black women trying to, black women embarrassing themselves and and it's just like I don't get, like I keep saying, and I say I don't get it, but I guess I do get it because maybe it's for views. But these men who make these general statements about black women off of something that they saw on social media is just ludicrous. And I would hope that intelligent men understand there's a social media life and there's a real life. Even on social media, I have literally not seen very many women and black women agreeing with that woman. I really, most of the women that I have seen are condemning her behavior, saying that the guy was right, saying that the guy was a gentleman. I mean, I don't see a lot of black women defending that woman or her behavior. And now let me say this though. I have seen And mind you, once again, this is coming from younger women. I have been on a live or two where there has been a couple of women in there talking about, oh no, I don't go to Cheesecake Factory either. Oh no, no chain restaurants for me either. Um, I would have done the same. Like, but that is so rare. That is so rare. And the number of women that I have seen say something like that were younger women. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway, let me get on because the time will pass me by real quick. So I wanted to talk about a few examples that I have seen on social media that have gone viral and that have made like big impacts lately. And in my opinion, it just really is showing people who don't have no class. And I'll get to the other part in a minute. That word that I said that it may be offensive, but it is what it is. I'll get to that in a minute. One of the things I want to talk about, that woman who, first of all, we again don't even know if that video is real. All we know, the woman with the oysters, which I have not talked about, the woman with the oysters, 5 or 6 plates full of oysters. Now, first of all we see that I know of is an empty chair. I think um the check there and all them plates, and like literally I guess her talking about she don't care, she don't give a F and whatever, and we hear her slurping and all of this kind of stuff. Now, I don't know if that's a real video. That thing could have been staged. It could have been no date. It could have been like, we don't know if that actually happened. I mean, this is social media, people doing stuff for views. It was a whole full video. And come on now. So, anyway, first of all, going out on a date is not the time for you to fill your belly up and eat everything you see on the menu. That's not the time for that. That is not the time for that. That is tacky. That is showing no class. It's greedy. I mean, I don't care if the guy left because he thought he was going to have to pay for that or just what. At the end of the day, nobody wants to sit and watch and listen to you slurp and eat 5 and 6 plates full of food. I don't care what the food is. I love hot wings. I'm not going on a date and sitting there messing my face and mouth up, eating and smacking on hot wings. Like, you don't do that. It is tacky. That's the first thing that's wrong with that. And then, second of all, I only saw that video once, so I'm not real familiar with that. But the fact that she was really having an attitude and basically like from what I remember, like, whatever, F it, these are good, I'm gonna eat it and whatever. That's just some ghetto ninja shit. That's what it is. That is some ghetto ninja shit because you are showing that you can't be taken nowhere. That's what that is. Usually when it's something that the old folks or whatever, people from the South, whatever it is, used to say is that there were there were certain people who just didn't know, you can't take them nowhere, and they just don't know how to act. And usually it would be followed by, you can't take ninjas nowhere. Or the fact that ninjas will try to put on airs and try to be more than who they are or what they are in certain situations and embarrass themselves and make themselves look bad. And it's because they're not used to anything good or nice or quality or whatever. And that's what I see. That's some ghetto behavior for you as a woman to go somewhere, fill yourself up with 5, 6, 15, I don't care how many plates, and sit there and smack and slurp and eat them. And it's not even about smacking and slurping. It's about the fact of, why, if you are that hungry, you don't go on no date. Not with a guy. You save that for your friends. You save that for your girlfriends. Save that for your mom. Maybe you and your mom go out on a date or something like that. But if you're going on a date with a man that has invited you somewhere, you don't go and order goo gobs of food, first of all, because it just don't look good. Here you are, a woman. I could see a man. Maybe if he's a man, he want to order 15 plates of whatever. He'll do. But you as a woman, as a lady, as being feminine, should not be sitting up ordering 5 and 6 plates of food. That's just greedy. It's ugly. It's tact. I mean, what about the people around them? I could only imagine, if it was a real date, how other people were probably looking at them like, that's disgusting. I mean, it's just not something you do. And this is where I'm talking about how we have lost class and decorum. That's just not classy. It's just not ladylike. I'm not even saying that you need to go to a restaurant and order salad, because I did in my last video, I did say that I had gone on a date and I had ordered a salad, and I didn't clarify the fact that that's what I wanted. I wanted to order salad. I wanted to eat a salad because literally I love salad. Like, honestly, I love salad. And I put my meat, my fruit, like everything in a salad. And so there are some times and days where I will go to a restaurant and order salad. So I wasn't, when I said that it offended my date, I didn't mean that, it was um I think he was offended because he thought that maybe, I don't know. I didn't think he had the money or something like that, but I ordered the salad, to clarify, because that's really what I wanted. It had nothing to do with who's gonna pay or anything like that. It was just that. But getting back, I did not mean that when you go on a date with a guy, you got to be all dainty and just order, oh, just take salad and a water. I'm not saying that you can eat, but don't eat the whole menu. Like, don't, like, honestly and truly, even sometimes and in some situations, taking a doggy bag or taking your food with you is considered a little low class. Like, you eat what you eat, you leave the rest on your plate and you go. But it depends on the restaurant in that case. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, all things are not like, all kind of behavior is just not okay. Let me get to the next one. So, and the next one that we know that is in, still in the news right now, or social media news, is the Cheesecake Factory lady. Now I'm finna get to her, but here's one of the things I want to say. We, this lady did a follow up, and she talked about, in my opinion, the woman did apologize. She apologized that day. to the guy in the car. We all saw that. Now, whether or not he want to forgive that or whether or not he was just like, okay, well, you just being regretful and remorseful because you ain't finna go eat right now. Whatever the case was, she still did it. And she also did it when she got on that show and did that little interview. Um, she said that she could have acted better. She said that she could have been more cooperative. Now, whether people want to believe her or forgive her or what, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it really is nobody else's business except her and that guy. And I bring that up though because this woman actually said in a video that people were calling her dumb. And I swear I don't understand. I don't know how people on social media be getting people address and uh sometimes they find people's children's schools. I mean, like, it's just crazy the lengths that people go to find viral people or viral situations and everything. And it's just like, I'm really trying to figure out what are y'all trying to find that woman job for? Like, why are y'all trying to get her fired over a date that she had? And I'm going to be honest, and this may offend some as well, but I know exactly who was doing that to her. It was black men. And I know that it's black men because black men have lately had a history of getting black women that they're angry with, mad with, or whatever, and trying to make them lose their job. Like they did the I think she was a psychiatrist on TikTok. They didn't like what she said. They got that woman fired. It's been other situations with black women business owners and things like that, where black men have together and collectively went after people's jobs. I know that's who it is. Y'all know who it is. If y'all are going to be honest, y'all know who it is. And in my opinion, first of all, that's completely uncalled for. She didn't offend you. She didn't do anything to you. And that's some serious feminine energy. Like literally. I would expect jealous women to do that. I would expect revengeful women to do that. But I know it ain't no other race of people doing that. I know that it's not, I- we know who it is. It's black men who are getting together, who are doing that, and who, I don't know, just for the fun of it, just to see if they can do it. I don't know. But to me, that's over the top. Like, for what? For what? Y'all don't like her behavior? Man, come on. How do y'all find this woman job? Like, come on. Anyway, getting to her behavior, which she has said she's sorry for. I don't know how sorry she is. And it's not really my business or my place to worry about how sorry she is or how embarrassed she is. She said that it has caused her a lot of embarrassment. Well, at the end of the day, the way that I feel about that, even though, I mean, I don't want anybody to feel embarrassed, but at the end of the day, she's the one that made the video and I guess uploaded it. So that's kind of a consequence. Like you weren't worrying about being embarrassed when you was on there talking to your girls and, you know, looking all in the camera and, looking at how you made this man look. Like that was embarrassing probably for him. And the man goes around to the thing and says, "Oh, well, let me open your door." Okay, is what she said. Then as soon as he get to the door, which took what, half a second, she rolls the window down. Yeah, let's talk about that. This is the Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, yeah, let's talk about this. And it's just like, the hell are you doing? Like, why you even let the dude get out the car and try to open your door if you're not going to get out of the like that? That was so. I don't get that. I don't get that. I feel like she was doing a lot of stuff, I guess, for her women's empowerment or whatever, because that's one of the things that she brought up in her video. or in the interview is that she was trying to stand up for women and so that women will be empowered and not get taken advantage of or whatever. So I can get, I guess, what she was trying to do to show your value and your worth. The way that she went about that is just, it was really tacky. It was really tacky. And none of this would have gone this way at all if she had been on time. All of this stuff, the whole Cheesecake Factory thing would never have even happened if this woman had been on time. If this woman had left work late, because that's what she said, well, I wasn't expecting late work to go over so late or whatever. Okay, let me show you tact and decorum. Tact and decorum would have been for you to call that man when you saw from work that you were going to be late. That would have been the tact and decorum right then. Call, let him know work is running low. I think she also said something about traffic. Every city in America probably has rush hour traffic somewhere between, and I would say 4 and 6, but I think sometimes it starts at 3. Like rush hour traffic is bad, bad in most cities. I don't know where she at, but if you see and you know that you have a date and you know that you all have planned this out and it's already been on the schedule and you see that uh it's just not gonna work, call, make a phone call, give them a, don't have that man waiting for, that is tactless. That is tactless. That's nothing, that's not fashionably late, which is what I think she was aiming for. I think she was actually trying to aim for being fashionably late. That wasn't fashionably late. That was once again, yo behind is on some ghetto time. You on some colored people time. That's what that was. You don't call. You didn't tell the man. You didn't you didn't have enough tact and decorum to foresee what was about to happen, and you still let that man sit out and wait in his car for an hour for you because you weren't ready, because you left work late, then it was traffic, and he may have understood if you had explained it. Then you wanted to, oh yeah, well, I don't know you enough to come into my house. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's fine. You got a phone? I know you got a phone because you was using it to record. So once again, that is just some tacky ghetto mess. That's not being fashionably late. That's being on colored people time. That's what that is. And in all honesty, I think that man really showed a lot of class. And he showed a lot of class by even sitting there waiting for you. Even sitting there waiting for you. And then to get there and be rude to the guy, he still had an alternative. He's like, okay, well, we missed this. I still want to have a date with you. Let's go here. I'm not going there. It's embarrassing. Look at me. I'm not going there. It's tacky. It's tacky for you to do that. It's tacky for you to behave that way. It was very childish of you not to get out of the car. At the least that you could have done, because you were late and because you made the both of you miss your time for a better date, is to get up and take your behind to Cheesecake Factory. That is what I would have said. Because, like I said, you're wasting this man's time. You're wasting your own time. You're wasting this man's gas. This man came and picked you up and then had the decency to drop you off as well. And you know, a black man wouldn't have done that. That black man probably would have left you in that parking lot. Like, seriously. And he probably would have recorded himself embarrassing you, making you walk, or you standing there in your green dress and probably heels or whatever, thinking that you all that. You know, a black man would have made you get out of his car. My daughter even said that. My daughter is a very young adult. My daughter even said to my mama, she wouldn't have got away with that with a black man. I'm like, no, she wouldn't have. And that's even more of the tackiness that I see in her, because what I really truly think is that she got a man of another race who had etiquette and class and decorum, knew etiquette, class, and decorum, and tried to treat her like a lady, and she took advantage of it. She knows she couldn't have been able to get away with that with a black man. She wouldn't have been able to do that. And in my opinion, she was just taking advantage of a man of another race. Um, that's really could be a whole nother video, because I really got a lot to say about that too. But I'm gonna keep going. Um, Complaining about where to go, tacky, completely tacky. You don't do that. If somebody is nice enough to take you somewhere, pay for your accommodations, and use their gas, use their time, and all of that, and you are actually the problem, you don't try to get up and do a switcheroo and say, oh, I don't want to go there. Come on, you don't do nothing like that. That's tacky. You go ahead, humble yourself, and you go wherever it is that they want to take you. Like I said in my other video, it's not like he was trying to take her to McDonald's. I mean, come on. He still was trying to take her to a decent place. And with it being her fault, she should have went. She should have went. It's tacky. You don't try to make somebody change their plans midstream. Like, you don't do that. Like, now I could see if that was his wife and shutting up, baby. You know, come on. I don't do that. I don't go there. You know, I don't like that. Let's go to such and such, such and such. Now, another thing that you can do, and this I actually, it makes a lot of sense. Um, And I actually learned this. This is one of the things that I learned from Dr. John Gray. Remember, I was telling y'all I was listening to Dr. John Gray's videos. And one of the huge things that he said about dating was have at least 2 to 3 places that you want to go as a woman. Have 2 or 3 places you want to go. Give that to the guy, as those are the places that you would like to go on the date. That way, if one of them don't work out, or if anything comes up, then you have an alternative and you're still okay with going there. You know what I'm saying? So the whole way that she did that, handled that, and all that was just completely out of line. It was completely out of line. She should have already had some alternatives. You know what I'm saying? Me, myself, like I said, I'd have been like, I mean, if I just didn't want to go there, just didn't want to eat there, whatever. Like, first of all, it's food. I mean, second of all, I mean, come on. I don't know. I've never thought that highly of myself that I can't go to a certain restaurant. Like, so I don't know honestly how to handle that, because I've never been in that situation. I have gone on, it wasn't a date, but he and I had been on we had been on, um, we had spent time, and uh, there was a couple times where McDonald's was on the way, and I'm just like, let's go to McDonald's. Like, let me get some nuggets. Because that's what I wanted. It's not that he wouldn't have paid to take me somewhere else. At that time, it was really kind of the timing and all of that kind of stuff, but I wanted to eat. So McDonald's, Burger King, whatever it was on the way. I went there and I was good and I'm happy. Like, no, he didn't take me there as a date. I just wanted to go there along the way. But like I say, I'm not picky like that. Like, I'm really not. I will go to Applebee's. I will go to Chili's. I will go to McDonald's. I'm like, I will go to these places because it's not about the ambiance for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not about going on some big rich like that to me is too much. It really is. It's really. I wanted to try to get through a couple more of these things before I went off on a tangent, but you know, I'm being honest, and I don't put stuff on my mama, on my grandma, on my whatever, but my hand up. I am telling you, I would not want a man taking me to no fancy 5-star big expensive restaurant like that on a first date. I would not want that. I personally would not want that because first of all, it's too damn much. Like why? We're here to have fun. We're here to get to know each other. I don't need that to me, and I think I said that in my other video, is something that you do on maybe a third, fourth date or whatever, or just once you're in a relationship. To take me the very first time to a big fancy 5-star red, yeah, I don't want to go to that because first of all, I don't even know if it's something that I want to eat. I'm just being honest. I know I like hot wings. I know I like certain even though I really don't need a lot of pasta, but I know that I could go to the Olive Garden or to what do you call it, Chili's or Applebee's or something like that. Get a pasta dish, get a veggie burger or something like that. Which I really don't go out and eat burgers, but I could probably do a veggie burger, especially if I didn't have a bun or something with it. But I'm weird like that. I don't eat a lot of bread. I really don't eat beef, so it would be a veggie burger for me without the bun. So, but that's me. um, but I know that I could go to one of those restaurants and find something that I want to eat. Going to those restaurants, those big time fancy restaurants where you get this much food with all of the pretty and all of the garnishing and all of this and the wine costs $500. I don't know if I'm gonna like that. Call me low class and sleazy. I don't know, but I don't know if I want to eat that. I don't know. Can I even pronounce what's on on the menu? Like I'm being honest. I'm being serious. Like I want to go somewhere where I can have fun, get to know you. I'm familiar with it. We can share dessert. I mean, we can talk. I mean, I'm going to literally feel way too um that type of setting, a 5-star restaurant and all of that, it's gonna be too much for me feeling like I need to perform or feeling like, and I'm not even saying that I couldn't go there and know how to behave myself. I do. I would absolutely know how to behave myself. But it's too much for me that I would be so overwhelmed by the atmosphere and all of this to try to sit and enjoy having a date with you. Like I really would. That's just me. So I don't think men should do that. And I said that in my other video. Unless you are a super rich man and like that's your circle and that's what you do and that's where you go. Like I would not take a regular woman that I had just met, no matter how nice she is, to some big fancy 5-star event, restaurant, dine. Nah, I wouldn't do it. So, um, and her behavior was not 5-star restaurant. It just wasn't. Her behavior, the way that she was acting like a ninja who ain't never been nowhere and don't know how to really seriously enjoy anything nice. Like that was some serious ninja behavior. Like it really was. That was one of them things where you're trying to, as the old folks used to say, you're just trying to put on airs. You're trying to pretend that you're something that you're not, and you're so fake looking with it. Like that was embarrassing. And I understand. I get the fact of having value, having worth, not wanting a guy to, you want a man to know that you do value yourself and you're not just a McDonald's woman. Oh, you're not gonna go take me to get no piece of chicken and come home or whatever. I get what she's trying to do. I get what she's trying to teach women to value themselves. But here's the thing. You don't value yourself on somebody else's dime. You don't do that. Now, if she had the money and she was paying her own way, that would be something different. But when you're on somebody else's dime, you don't take that and use that time to, oh, I'm valuing myself as a woman. I'm just not going to go there. Girl, come on, you don't do that at that time. I mean, if you was really all of that, you all would have been able to plan that date a little bit better. Because first of all, I'm not finna go on no date at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. First of all, like I say, the traffic is way too bad. I'm not finna go to a restaurant at 4 o'clock. Now, if you set that reservation for 7, 8, maybe 9 or something like that in the evening, that's a little bit more like it for me. That would be better for me. But trying to get up and go on a date during rush hour time, no, I'm not gonna do that. And you coming from work? Yeah, nah. Now, honestly, I have done that. I went on I don't know if you want to call it a date, but okay. I went on a date uh after work once. And I got off, if I'm not mistaken, like 7 something. And so he and I met around 8ish, maybe close to 9ish, maybe, because I had to come home, I had to shower, I had to get myself together and all that kind of stuff. So it was a little bit later once we finally met and hooked up. But like I say, yeah, that's too much of a time crunch. That's just way too much of a time crunch to try to come from work and hurry up and like she should have done that on her off day, because then maybe she would have had time to get there and do everything by 4 o'clock and be at a restaurant by 4 o'clock. I mean, that's what I would say. Um, so yeah, the complaining is also tacky. The complaining is very tacky because, like I say, when you're on somebody else's time, when you're on somebody else's dime, and when somebody else is treating you, you don't sit there and complain. I mean, come on. There's a certain thing. The way I was raised and being from the South, and the way that I was raised was, and I think it's also in the Bible for those who follow that. When somebody offers you something, or when someone is trying to do something for you, whether you like it or not, or you don't usually do it, I don't usually eat this, I don't, you just take it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you do it just to be hospitable. You see what I'm saying? You just do it. You don't sit there and complain and make them feel bad because they were trying to do something nice for you. That is being ungrateful. That is being tacky. You just don't do it. You see what I'm saying? It's like someone giving you a gift. Okay? You don't blast them for the gift. You don't, oh, this ain't cost but $5, or this ain't cost no money, and why you giving it? That's that ninja shit. You don't do that. That's not how you behave, especially as a woman. That's not how you behave. Someone gives you something, someone offers you something, you take it. You say thank you. You may never use it, look at it again, whatever. Take it to your house, throw it away, take it to your house, stick it in a closet, whatever it is you want to do. Maybe it's ugly, maybe you don't like it, but you don't tell them. You don't say things like that to people to embarrass them, to hurt them. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's the thought that counts. That's really what I'm getting at. The fact that that man did all that he did, it was the thought that counts. It was the thought, it was the fact that he still wanted to spend time with her, even though they missed the reservation, even though she made him wait, act like she didn't like him. I think he said something about she didn't want to hold his arm or something. What's wrong with holding the dude's arm? Like, that's nothing. Maybe, okay, in a strange way, maybe if you didn't want to hold his hand, I can kind of get that, maybe. But not to want to hold his arm? Like, come on, that's very impersonal. Like, come on. You're being, that's not cool. You're being, that's not being ladylike and, oh, I don't want to do that. It's just too soon to do that. First of all, your ass is too old to be acting like that. You're not a virgin. You're not some sweet little chase virgin who, this is your first date. This is sweet 16. Oh, my daddy said I can't do that, so I have to be a good girl. Come on, lady. You're a middle-aged woman. You've been on this rodeo before. Nothing wrong with holding that guy's arm. I mean, come on. He wasn't asking you to screw him in the parking lot. He wasn't asking for you to. Okay, well, I'm not gonna be vulgar, but anyway, yeah, that was just ugly. It was just tactless. Let me cut the video off. I've been talking too long, and I figured this was gonna be a video that I was gonna do that. I am not going to an hour. Just trying to look at some of the other things that I had wrote down. Yeah, no respect for his time, changing the plans, all of that tacky behavior. Um, Saying where you don't want to go, like a little spoiled kid. You know what I'm saying? That's all childish and behavior. That's behavior of people who have never been anywhere, don't know how to act, and they're trying to act like they're something that they're not. Um, I do want to say this though. Class comes from having manners. Manners are taught at home. Manners are something that you're supposed to learn at home, which is another thing. And I've been really thinking about making some videos about this because people don't have manners anymore. Like, manners are gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just don't have manners anymore. It's like cool to be outrageous, cool to be just show no manners. And it's not. That's not cool. Um, Being classy is having just basic manners. And like I say, you learn that from home. That's where you're supposed to learn how to behave in public and have manners. Just so you know, ladies, and y'all may seem like it's so old fashioned, but stuff like chewing gum at a table while you're eating, gross, disgusting, and tacky. That's a little thing, but you don't do that. Anyway, guys, that so that I don't make this video way, way, way too long. That's really about all that I wanted to talk about. Videotaping and being on your phone. There is a couple things. Now that I say that, there is a couple things I wanted to bring up. But anyway, being on your phone on a date, you don't do that. Recording while you're on a date, don't do that. It's tacky. It's so tacky. You don't do that. That's not ladylike. it's an invasion of people's privacy. What if the guy didn't want to be recorded? Just because people are out in public, I don't agree with the fact that, well, you in public, so you can be recorded. That's tacky. Don't do that. And like I said, it's an invasion of that man's privacy to get there and put him on camera like that. Like that's so high school. All my girls gonna see me on the date, and they gonna see the guy, and that is so. It's so much that I could go on about this video. Like it's just so much. It is so much. I may come back with something else about this video because I'm not finished. But you guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button. Please hit all notifications so that you know when I upload new videos. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until the next video, I'll see you next time. Please leave me a comment.